Let's go right to Capitol Hill to New Jersey Democratic Congressman Tom Malinowski. He sits on the Foreign Affairs Committee. He's a member of the committee's subcommittee on oversight and investigations. He also served as Assistant Secretary of State for Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I want to get your take. One of the things we heard in the conversation between Committee Chair Adam Schiff and the Director of National Intelligence is, will this whistleblower be able to come forward and enjoy the protections afforded them under the law? The president is reported to have told a number of staffers at the United Nations mission to the United States mission to the United States a couple of hours ago that the people who informed the whistleblower are, quote, close to spies. And you know how we used to deal with spies in the old days. The implication is he actually used the word treasonous. The implication is whistleblowers, people who are concerned about the conduct and comport of the president of the United States, are treasonous.
It's very revealing, because what it shows is that once again the president defines treason as a betrayal of him personally rather than betrayal of the country. He doesn't understand the difference between himself and his country. And that's at the heart of this problem, that he has subordinated our foreign policy, the defense of our national security, to his own personal political interest. He expects every government in the world to serve his interests, rather than demanding that they do what's in the American national interest.
And I want to just speak about the American national interest for a moment. You tweeted yesterday about the allegations about Joe Biden and the Ukrainian prosecutor. You wrote, "I was Assistant Secretary of State when this happened. All of us working on Ukraine wanted this prosecutor gone because he was not prosecuting corruption. So did the Europeans. So did the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. It did not come from Joe Biden. He just delivered our message." Give me the context, because you were there. What's the context around this? Because there is some spinning going on in other quarters about what Joe Biden was involved in with respect to this former prosecutor.
The context, very simply, was that Ukraine needed loans from the international community. The IMF, the International Monetary Fund, was supporting the Ukrainian economy. We were providing loan guarantees. And it was clearly spelled out to the Ukrainians that a condition for that assistance was they had to improve their fight against corruption. They had to reform the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor was supposed to be prosecuting corruption. And by late 2015, it was clear to us that this chief prosecutor in Ukraine was not bringing any major corruption cases against anyone. Ironically, not even against this company that Joe Biden's son was involved in. And so the State Department told the Ukrainians, you got to have a new prosecutor. Our embassy told them that. The European Union told them that. The president of Germany told them that. The president of France told them that. The International Monetary Fund and its president, Christine Lagarde, told them that. The European Bank for Reconstruction and Development told them that. And among many other senior people who was sent to deliver that message was Vice President Biden. So maybe Donald Trump thinks that the entire world was engaged in a conspiracy to somehow protect Joe Biden's son, but that's crazy. This was U.S. policy, European policy, the policy of the international community, and it was absolutely the right thing to do.
And Congressman, it's in giving reasons, stating reasons for why the congressionally approved, subsequent to all of this, by the way, a lot of funding went to Ukraine, and Donald Trump said that part of it is that he wanted to put a hold on this funding because other governments should do more. Europe should do more. Europe funds Ukraine much more than the United States does on these fronts.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm always for our allies doing more and more, but there's no question that Ukraine is getting a lot of support from the European Union and from a lot of other international institutions. Look, it's clearly not why our military aid to Ukraine was suspended at a moment when Russia was attacking Ukraine. All of the evidence points to one conclusion, and that is that this was done as part of an effort to give Rudy Giuliani leverage to get the dirt on the vice president, former vice president.
Tom Malinowski, good to talk to you again. Tom Malinowski is a congressman from New Jersey.